Hey guys, what's up? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Fruits Basket Season 2 on episode 12, or overall the total episode number, episode 37, 25 episodes in the first season, now we're on the 12th episode 37, or just episode 12 of Season 2, whichever one that fits for you. Anyways, this episode right here, it looks like to me it belongs to a character named Mayu Shiraki, or just Mayu-chan if anything. All I know is, it was former, Hattori's girlfriend's friend. Well, all I can really say is, Kana's friend, if anything. We all know what happened with Kana, etc. But I'll get to that just a moment as a recap, but let's just get this started right away. At the beginning, we have to it that Mayu is told to maybe watch over her father's bookstore, kind of thing. And we get to know Shigure does talk to Mayu-chan for a bit. And we get to know that Mayu dated Shigure for about a couple years and then they broke up. She only dated him because she felt lonely, and that's because when Kana-chan was hooked up with Hattori, it looked like to me she didn't want to be involved any further than she has to, or be involved at all, that kind of thing. And I think I know that kind of feeling kind of well, but it is what it is. Aside from that, as the episode continues on in its own way in perspective of Mayu-chan, eventually we get to know Kana-chan, she does go a little insane, etc. because, that time when it was shown in Season 1 where Kana-chan does get involved where Hattori-san got hurt. Well, Hattori-san didn't get hurt by Kana-chan, but she believes it's her fault, She was right there. She couldn't protect him or help him out. And everything just starts falling into hell. Everything is just falling into hell, That kind of thing. Eventually, as the episode continues on in its own way, she was very upset to see to it that things are that it ended very badly. Mayu-chan, that is. We go into... You see here, what was shown in the backstory when Kana-chan does not remember Hattori because her memory got suppressed, or it just got temporarily erased or something, or it just didn't really exist at all. But if something serves me correctly in terms of, observations and certain theories, if they get reminded of this, the memories will just show up again and maybe all hell breaks loose. That much I can say. We all know that happened with Momoji's mother, and now it happened to Kana-chan, and maybe multiple other people that was involved with Yuki-kun, I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm talking about. If you guys read the manga or even watched the series from the very beginning of this new remake up until now, I'm pretty sure you guys know where I'm coming from about where I'm talking about certain scenes. But aside from that, Mayu-chan was not very happy with what happened, but it is what it is, and Shigure does tell Mayu, hey, this might be your chance, although he didn't say that it's your chance, but he said it in a way, in a teasing way of saying oh, Hattori has a new girlfriend and it's Satsuki, reminds me of Kana-chan, and Kana-chan's married, How about you and I go out again? Maybe we can help each other out. But Mayu's like, hey, off. Okay. What I mean is no way, Jose, I'm not doing that. I'm refraining myself from doing that. If I'm going to date anyone, it's not going to be out of loneliness, okay? I'm thinking about my good idea, Forgive me for my ugly language right there, I know, I think I almost, said it, but I only said it in a pausing way, but whatever the case may be, let's continue on. Forgive me for my language. But, as time continues on in this episode, Shigure does leave and Hattori does come by to the bookstore to go pick up a book, that belongs to Shigure, but it actually belongs to Hattori. But it looks like to me Shigure's up to his scheming again kind of thing, and it seems to annoy, Shiraki or Mayu-chan a bit, but aside from that, next day comes about, we get to see that things kind of got a little bit worse, but not before the next day comes about, this elderly woman who scolds Hattori-san, why don't you be next to Akito if you're so considerate, that kind of thing. And eventually he does see a kid crying in the hallway very loudly, which I don't understand what he's crying for, but I think it might be involved with the house or something, or maybe not leaving, or something involved with anything else. But whatever the case may be, it's not looking too well entirely the way I look at it. But next day comes about in this episode, and Mayu-chan's mother says, "Oh, you should hurry up and get settled down. Kana-chan already got settled down." And she goes like, and Mayu-chan's like, "Look, I'll settle down whenever I want to settle down. All right, leave me to my own how I want to settle down in my own freaking life." I'm thinking about mine. You're just too hilarious, girl. But aside from that, as the episode continues on, we have to it that Hattori and Mayu-chan does have a little small talk with each other on the bridge, and it was like, it looked a little like, over dramatic the way how it was done, although, I don't know what made me think that, but we have to it that Hattori and Mayu-chan does have a little talk with each other about happiness, and then, she says, "I really want you to be happy. What's wrong? I know you're doing fine physically, but in terms of mental, you're not very cheery, or you're not really, smiling often to this point." Although Hattori's like, I don't think I just don't think happiness really fits me. And Mayu-chan says otherwise in a certain way. She doesn't know what to believe anymore, but all I know is she did cry out loud very badly, which I find kind of embarrassing about, and I did cringe a bit. I'm thinking about my mom, what are you doing, dude? I think I would have just yelled my lungs off at him and say otherwise, and maybe had tears running down my face. But yeah, Hattori does understand, he does thank her, etc. But we had to it that Mayu does tell Hattori that she just wants to be happy, etc. with some kind of new girlfriend. He goes like, "Hold up, what are you talking about, new girlfriend? I don't have one." She goes like, "Huh? She could have told me that you have a new girlfriend that's called Shizaki, or I don't know, Sasaki, yeah, Sasaki-chan or Sasaki," but apparently he goes, that came out wrong, because that woman is a relative of mine. There is nowhere in hell that I am have a girlfriend with her, that kind of thing. And we have to it that Mayu's like, "What the hell's wrong with me? I'm so stupid. And I can't believe you made me such a mess, and they decide to go out to get a bite to eat, etc. And of course, Shigure does call Mayu and then encourages her, "Hey man, I know what I did is stupid, and I know it ticked you off so badly, but hey, you've been holding on to your feelings stubbornly for so long, right? Why don't you just hook up with him eventually, even though it takes a long time? So now's your chance. All up to you. I won't interfere anymore." And Mayu's like, "Oh, shut up and leave me alone, you jerk," and then hangs up in an angry manner, Though I don't blame her in any other cases in any other way, but whatever the case may be, But Mayu is starting to go like, I don't know if 5 or 10 years is really exaggerating, is an exaggeration, but but the time when I would cut my hair short, he would start calling me Mayu again, and it may take a while, and two of us may hang out, but it may take a while. So yeah, this episode shows a lot about Hattori, the guy moved on from Kana, and it's pretty surprising that he did in a certain way. And when it comes to reality, I don't know if it's really that easy or simple, but I guess it's just it is what it is, that kind of thing. But aside from that, as the episode continues on in its own way, it was always about Mayu Shiraki, or just Mayu-chan's perspective, point of view, kind of thing in this episode. People say this was Hattori's episode, but I think it's also Mayu-chan's episode when it's being narrated through her point of view when it comes to her backstory, and then, hanging out with Hattori-san, and then falling for Shigure's, freaking nasty little schemes. Now, I will say this for sure. I do love Shigure at certain points like this, but there are times where at least he could just try not to cause any more trouble than he has to. It reminds me a lot of how mischievous that I could be if I wanted to like him go that far. But aside from that, maybe I'm just overthinking things or just being an idiot myself, which I always am in most of my videos anyway, even when I'm having fun. But yeah, anyways, like I said, overall easy understanding without a lot of details involved. It's just Mayu Mayu-chan's perspective in terms of her backstory, and then hang out with Hattori-san, and Shigure up to his old schemes and trying to get him a hookup with Mayu-chan after Hattori moved on from Kana-chan, and Kana-chan's married, and yeah, Shigure just trying to tell Mayu-chan, come on, man, hook up with him, kind of thing. Hook up with him. I'm like, oh, dear Lord, Shigure. I love you, man, but there are times where you just gotta stop, Doc. But, yeah. Anyways, looking forward to next episode, and hopefully it'll be a fine one. I mean, this entire episode, we don't get to see Toru, Kyo, and Yuki, which has always been our main trio most of the time in Fruits Basket, And I'm glad we get to see some side characters such as Hattori-san and, Mayu-chan, etc. in action. But aside from that, I'll stop it here, people. I'll see you guys in the next video or so. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot!